I'd like to call this February 10th council work session and regular meeting to order. Would everybody please rise for a moment of silence, and let's remember all those who passed away during the month. Please salute the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Dillon, want to do roll call, please?
Yes, Mr. President, Ms. Cohen,
Here.
Ms. Rodriguez, Mr. Cousins. Here. Ms. Figueroa.
Here.
Mr. Johnson, Mr. Petroci. Present. Mr. Di Giuseppe.
Here. Okay, so is there anyone in the public for public participation? That ends public participation. We want to welcome AJ, our new emergency management coordinator here this evening. Welcome aboard, and we're honored to have you. Okay, let's go through council. Mayor, what do you have?
Just a couple things. So obviously they're calling for some snow this week, which our new emergency management coordinator has been on top of. But I just want to say to the residents at home that, you know, if you get a chance, I got an email from a resident a few months ago, and they had a good recommendation of what they call snow angels for those neighbors to help, and you know, someone in need, whether it's someone that's elderly or someone that, you know, might not be able just to shovel their sidewalk. Like, just help out. Like, do the Bristol thing and help your neighbors out. Help the elderly on your block when it comes to the snow. And, you know, just help a friend, help a neighbor, and respect those when they do shovel, like what the time they take to clear a spot or clear their sidewalk. So, you know, with the pending snow, let's help each other out. You know, I know in my neighborhood, we all help each other out. So if you get a chance, just help out a neighbor during the snow. Also, those of you that still aren't on Nixle, there are a ton of alerts that come out letting people know when streets are closed, or, you know, if Mill Street's closed or whatever it may be, along with all other alerts about borough activity, whether there's, God forbid, a fire or something along those lines, some flooding coming down, weather alerts. And again, you text the word Bristol Borough, and it's Borough, B-O-R-O, all one word, to 888-777 to sign up for all those alerts. So if you're not on Nixle, you need to really sign up because it's a very informative network. And the last thing I want to mention is that the chief and I, on Super Bowl Sunday yesterday, which we all know was a great day with a huge Eagles victory. Yesterday morning, we went to Calvary Baptist to help with the Tackle Hunger Super Bowl food drive. We actually drove around the West Ward with a gentleman from Cairn University and a Bristol Borough high school student, picking up non-perishable items for the food bank. And we even made a quick stop to All Fresh to add to the pile of stuff that we brought back to the food bank. This is a great event, and we're going to look to promote this a little bit more next year through the borough on our social media and website to help them with this food drive they do every year. But it was great to see a bunch of volunteers coming together on Super Bowl Sunday morning just to go around town collecting non-perishable food items to replenish the food bank. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Lee?
Sorry. Okay. Number one, fly, Eagles fly. I guarantee you probably heard it all day long. I don't care if you're at Wawa or you're at 7-Eleven, you've heard it all day long. We're going to continue to celebrate it and to celebrate it responsibly. Super Bowl, it happened, we won. Great. So I'm wearing this green, the closest I can get to the green. But in terms of what I have for the floor, I said previously, the last meeting, that progress will happen. And I'm not going to speak on anything yet until you see it. There's people that are behind the scenes, and when that happens, hey, we're here for it. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Louis?
Nothing, Mayor.
Maria?
I don't have anything.
Lorraine?
Quickly, I just want to say that we contacted the Mill Run property. They do not have a website yet. Also, we had a meeting with Conrail, Ralph, Little Ralph, me, Greg, Mr. Dillon, and we're going to do a sound study in the middle of the night, and we'll know more about the wall soon. And that's all I have. Go Eagles, go. I'm done. Let's go.
I just have a couple things. There's going to be a presentation at our March meeting regarding the SEPTA train station. They want to come in and they want to do a development there, which I think everybody needs to listen to it. I don't think we're really that much in favor of it, but we owe them the opportunity to come in and speak to council at the March meeting. So that's one thing. The other thing is we're trying to settle on the acquisition of the train station, the old train station where the daycare is. That's going to become a borough-owned property soon. What are you thinking, Jim or Jeff?
Probably this month.
This month? So we're taking control of that building. We're working on the chief's contract. He said, no hurry. Him and the mayor will present something, I guess, over the next month or two. We're working on I'm just trying to, I don't want to forget anything. We're working on a grant for the theater, trying to get that done. We just secured, they just had a ribbon cutting. We secured a $2 million grant through the RDA to help them out. So they're in good shape right now, but it's only phase one of the project. I'm going to be appointing a committee to work with Lynn Bush, who's redoing our zoning. I know Louie's interested. I know Greg Pezza was interested. So there's two people. I'll see how many they want on there. I know the mayor wants to serve on that committee because it has to do a lot of zoning decisions. So I'll talk to council and see who wants to do that. The redevelopment authority also helped us secure another ambulance for the Bucks County Rescue Squad. I'm hoping that ambulance is in within the next 30 days. I think it was about $190,000 grant for a new ambulance for the rescue squad. And we have another one coming. They're so hard to get. Fire trucks, emergency management stuff is taking 2-3 years to get something. I think fire trucks, they said 3 years it's taken to get a fire truck. So this should be coming in, we're hoping, in the next 30 days. And the last thing is, we've been meeting with Gilmore and Associates regarding a lot of projects that we're trying to put together. We're hoping to have these projects presentation for March or April's meeting. Therefore, we can meet with the rec board, we can meet with council, and come up with a whole program, not only on what we're doing, programs in town. And the other thing is, I'm asking council if we could pick a Saturday to meet across the street at the senior center. I think would be helpful for everybody to go in just to see the condition of this building.
You mean a couple doors down, right?
Right here, right across the street.
Okay.
I was in there the other day, and on the 3rd floor, they didn't even have lights that were working properly. So I called the manager. He authorized somebody to put in, I think it was 12 new fixtures. So they got all new lights now on the 3rd floor and some little odds and ends. But the building needs a lot of work, and I think we need to go look at it so we can come up with a plan for that building. And not only the building, I think we need to come up with some programs that we could do to start funding different things over there.
Sounds good.
So, I really appreciate you said that because I've been there and I met the residents and most of all remind me of where I saw my own grandmother. So sustainable for those residents, I'm all for that. In terms of security, in terms of just anything, those residents deserve everything we can give them and will give them. So if there's anything that I can do, I will do it. So I've said it before, but I'm glad you put that on the floor because I'm behind you 100% on that.
Well, we're dealing with two properties. We're dealing with this one here and the one across the street. So we're trying to get both of them.
I'm behind you 100%.
So I'll try to set something up, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. Let's see what the weather's like this week. And that's about all. AJ, you have anything? Settle in. Jim, you have anything? Jeff?
Nothing.
Okay, so we'll go to our regular agenda. Again, no public comment. So I'll go to item number 2 on the agenda.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to accept the council meeting minutes for January 13, 2025, accept the treasurer's report for December 2024, to accept the fire chief's report for January 2025, to accept the inspection department report for January 2025, to accept the police report for November and January 2025, to accept the Public Works Department report for January 2025, to accept the HARB report for January 2025, and to accept the engineer report for February 2025.
Do I have a second? Second by Maria. Questions or comments? All those in favor? Opposed?
Mr. President, I'd like to approve ordinance amending the salary amount for the Bristol Borough tax collector starting January 1st, 2026.
Second by Mrs. Cullen. Questions or comments? This is for 2025, 26, I'm sorry. And she hasn't had a raise, and can't tell you how, when, 2009. So, I mean, everything went up. But she pays for her own postage. There's a lot involved down there. It's getting where it's not cost effective anymore. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Number 4.
Mr. President, I'd like to approve the resolution authorizing the submission of the Community Development Block Grant application for certain designated construction of accessible curb ramps in the amount of $500,000 in order to revitalize the infrastructure of the borough and to meet the current Americans with Disabilities Act guidelines.
Second by Mr. Cousin. Questions or comments?
I have a question. Have they been picked out which spots are getting done? Because as I walk through my ward, some places only have two curbs in. Some of them don't even have that. They just have one in. So once you're out in the street, there's no place to get back up unless you go in somebody's driveway. So is this list final on what's getting done, or can we make any adjustments on that?
So the CDBG program is a little particular with making changes. The county and the program, they're a little particular with when you make changes. It's a lot of bureaucracy that is behind that. But we do have ramps slated for this program, mainly on Wood Street and Cherry Street. And then we have a couple other sort of sprinkled around. There's Market and Alley by 311 Market Street, and Spring Street and Corson Street, Spring Street and Queen Street. So what we've tried to do with this program is we focused on, like where a lot of the kids walk to and from school and some of the main corridors, and then have been kind of expanding in different areas of town, trying to capture where most of the walkers are. But if there are particular intersections of interest, we can make note of that and try to, prioritize them.
Some of them service the library, and they haven't been done yet.
What street you're talking about, on Radcliffe or?
Darns, Not on, no, Dorrance and Cedar, Dorrance and Wood, Washington, and Lafayette Street. And
Okay. Well, we can, after the meeting, I'll write some notes.
yeah, and if we, the next time this comes about, can you notify us so we can take a walk through maybe with you?
Sure.
Because it's, and this time we had a couple of issues with some of them that were getting done, and the residents are wondering, you know, why only 2 done and not, you know, they waited a long time to get their curbs cut.
Sure.
But I'd just like to see, and I'm sure other people in their wards have the same issues.
So this is a grant we're applying for,
It
correct?
is, yep, through the
And we
county
don't know
funds.
if we're getting it yet?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we have
I just wanted to be sure.
batch of ramps that are slated to be constructed this year through this program and the funding obtained last year. And this is a new application for future ramps that would be done. But they have to be finished by March of next year if awarded.
I also have one important one, and I sent it to Mr. Dillon. You know, but if it can't be done this time, it can get done next time. I mean, rather have it now, but you know what I mean. It's okay.
Yeah, I'm not looking to change anything if it's,
Yes, me neither.
if it's gonna hold things up. Sounds good.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Just add something. You know, the Borough Council's been going out after grants, and we've been using the Community Development Block Grant funding for these handicap ramps. So we're probably about 5 or 6 years out from completing the entire town. The original program was in the area of $3 to $4 million that, in essence, the council's been saving the taxpayers because they are mandatory to put in. So I think you got a program. We're almost home, I would say, or you're almost home with it. So we're getting there, I think.
And there's some, what people don't understand is there's some ramps that the way you cross the street, you can't cross on the opposite side. They want you to cross where it's safe to cross. So if you're crossing, you know, on Wood Street, you may cross on this side, but on Cedar Street, you may cross on the other side, depending on which way the traffic's coming, or which way the traffic's coming up or down Dorrance or Washington or whatever. So, because we looked into that too.
Also, but it just hit me on Mill Street. We finally got the okay from PennDOT. They'll be coming back in and finishing those ramps on Mill Street, and that's going to save the borough probably 80,000 to 100,000. And that's been an effort for like 3 or 4 years pushing to have PennDOT do the handicap curbs that are on a state road. So that should be started on hopefully this spring again. So.
Any other questions on agenda number 4? All in favor? Opposed? Chief, do you have anything? Sorry,
That's good, I don't have anything tonight, everything's going very well, thank you.
anybody else? That's it? Can I get a motion
I'd
to
like to
adjourn?
make a motion to end the meeting.
Second by Mrs. Figueroa. All in favor? Opposed?
Enjoy it.
Meeting
It's not
adjourned.
gonna happen too